Breaking. Massive expense scandal. Canada's government caught stealing from you. Today we're taking a deep dive into a spending scandal that strikes at the heart of Canadian politics, and the more you learn, the more outrageous it becomes. Politicians in Ottawa never miss a chance to talk about fiscal responsibility. Prime Minister Mark Carney regularly insists his government is trimming waste and modernizing spending. Conservative leader Pierre Poilievre repeats his warning about bloated bureaucracy and ballooning government costs. Yet when the actual figures are revealed, Canadians discover a stunning contradiction. While citizens are tightening their belts and struggling with the cost of living, members of parliament and senators are quietly billing taxpayers for expenses that resemble the habits of business executives, celebrities, or in some cases outright elites. Behind the speeches and press releases lies a political culture that treats your tax dollars as their private account. The most glaring case is Senator Charles Adler, who billed taxpayers $42,000 in a single year just for weekend flights to Winnipeg. That figure, about $2,500 a month, covered only his commute, and no one believes those tickets were economy. While Canadians save all year for one family trip, Adler enjoyed business-class comfort on the public dime. Adding insult, he lectures citizens on climate responsibility while generating thousands of air miles himself. The hypocrisy between his words and actions reveals a broader arrogance among politicians who demand sacrifices from Canadians yet refuse to practice them personally. Adler's excess is only one piece of a systemic culture of entitlement. In 2024, MPs collectively spent $187.8 million, nearly $13 million more than in 2023, even as inflation squeezed families, food prices soared, and mortgages climbed. Instead of restraint, Parliament indulged. And this doesn't even include extra allowances or perks like subsidized housing. The system shields politicians from the economic realities faced by ordinary Canadians, leaving them insulated and unaccountable while citizens shoulder the burden. Parliament's expense reports reveal staggering misuse of funds. Salaries for deputy offices alone consumed $114 million, building layers of bureaucracy. Another $39.8 million went to contracts, ads, and office costs, covering not just essentials like internet, but also glossy political promotions, from Carney's AI-driven campaigns to Trudeau and Poilievre's media pieces. Travel ate up $32 million, and hospitality added $1.9 million for catered meals, drinks, and receptions. While Canadians cut back on groceries and restaurants, MPs enjoy luxury dining and constant travel at public expense. The averages show just how obscene it has become. In 2024, each MP spent $547,000, more than many families could ever save. 10 MPs blew past $700,000, with all parties represented. Bloc MP Christina Masho topped the list at $775,000, followed by Conservative Frank Caputo at $769,000 and veteran MP Mike Lake at $744,000. Shockingly, Masho's travel bill alone, $328,000, was larger than the total budgets of MPs from remote northern ridings where costly travel is unavoidable. The contrast exposes the deep excess and irresponsibility entrenched in Ottawa. Look at the averages by party, and the story gets even more absurd. The NDP topped the list at $583,000 per MP, while the Bloc spent $565,000 per member. The lone Green MP reached $559,000, Conservatives averaged $555,000, and Liberals came in at $532,000. It means the Green Party, despite having just one MP, spent more on average than either the governing Liberals or the official opposition Conservatives. Each party, regardless of ideology, has treated taxpayer dollars as an open account. This is not left versus right, it's a culture of entitlement baked into the system. When pressed, some defenders argue that rising expenses are tied to MPs doing more research, hosting more town halls, or engaging in more activism. Others claim inflation is simply pushing costs higher. But those excuses ring hollow. Inflation affects ordinary Canadians too, yet they are expected to cut back, sacrifice, and live with less. Meanwhile, MPs adjust by billing more to the public purse. The structural problem is transparency, or the lack of it. For restaurant bills, MPs only need to provide general receipts, not detailed itemized lists. That means they can order top-shelf wines, expensive entrees, and luxury meals, then bury the details under vague headings like meeting expenses. Imagine if a small business employee tried that on a corporate expense report. They'd be disciplined or fired. In Ottawa, it's shrugged off as normal. All of this would be troubling at the best of times. But right now, it is happening as Canada's economy falters. The economy contracted 1.6% in Q2 2025, following a 2% decline in Q1, marking 2 consecutive quarters of contraction. By definition, Canada is on the brink of recession. The biggest external factor has been U.S. tariffs targeting autos, steel, and aluminum, punishing Canada's manufacturing sector. But Ottawa's own policy missteps, unclear energy rules, high pipeline tolls, and overregulation have left businesses hesitant to invest. As a result, layoffs are accelerating. The toll on Canadians is staggering. In April 2025, unemployment jumped to 6.9%, with only 7,400 new jobs created while 30,000 were lost. That left nearly 1.6 million Canadians out of work. Wage growth has stalled, job security has eroded, and young workers in particular face a bleak future. Surveys show 7.7% of workers fear losing their jobs within 6 months. Manufacturing towns face empty factories, service workers face fewer hours, and households face shrinking paychecks. Ordinary people are forced to rethink everything, from vacations to school savings plans to whether they can afford their next mortgage payment. And yet, amid this crisis, MPs continue to spend as though Canada were swimming in surplus cash. Ottawa's political class dines, flies, and hosts receptions, immune from the reality lived by the people they represent. To add insult to injury, this isn't just a federal issue. Provincial governments and even municipalities have been caught in their own expense controversies, lavish conferences in luxury hotels, questionable contracts, and inflated staff budgets. Waste is systemic across all levels of government. But at the federal level, the hypocrisy is sharper because these MPs and senators are supposed to lead by example and safeguard taxpayer money. Canadians deserve better. The fixes are not complicated. Require itemized receipts for every meal and drink, enforce caps on travel expenses, introduce independent oversight of hospitality claims, and tie reimbursements to the same standards ordinary employees face. Accountability must mean more than speeches. Until these rules change, MPs will continue to treat your tax dollars like a limitless slush fund. This is the moment for Canadians to act. Contact your MP, demand answers. Insist on real reforms. Ask why, while you struggle to afford rent or groceries, they're billing you for luxury flights and catered meals. If Canadians stay silent, nothing will change. Waste will grow, abuse will continue, and the culture of entitlement will deepen. But if Canadians speak up, if enough people demand accountability, then politicians will have no choice but to listen. You now know the truth about where your money is going. The next move belongs to you.